So, Maduro, huh? How about that? I've already made a bunch of videos about Maduro, so if you want to look my opinions up on that, go ahead. I also just made a couple of videos about Saint Basil the Great and Saint Gregory Nazianzen, both in the like 329 and 330 to 379 and 390. So they lived to be 50 and 60 years old. But I want to talk about Saint Macarius the Younger. St. Macarius was a successful merchant of candies and fruits and pastries living in Alexandria. He converts to Christianity, gives up his business, and becomes a monk. This is also somewhere it says circa 300. He dies in 401, so the exact same time frame, more or less. He's living in Upper Egypt. For a while, he lived near his friend St. Anthony the Abbot. Macarius is a poet, a healer, and a friend to wild animals. He's exiled by the heretic Arians. He was later allowed to return. He wrote a constitution to the monastery at Nitria, and some of his rules were adopted by St. Jerome at his monastery. So these are some crazy stories about him. For 7 years, he lived on raw vegetables dipped in water with a few breadcrumbs, moistened with drops of oil only on feast days. He once spent 20 days and 20 nights without sleep, burnt by the sun and frozen at the night by the bitter cold desert. He said his mind, quote, "My mind dried up because of lack of sleep and a kind of delirium." Yeah, I guess. The hermit admitted, so I gave in to nature and returned to my cell. Trying to further himself from the world and get closer to God, he moved into the desert of Nitria in Egypt in 373. It was a journey through harsh land where he was at the end of his strength. The devil appeared and asked, "Why not?" Quote, "Why not ask God for the food and strength to continue your journey?" Macarius answered, "The Lord is my strength and glory. Do not tempt a servant of God." The devil then gave him a vision of a camel laden with food. Macarius was about to eat, but suspected it was a trap, so he prayed over the camel, and it vanished. That's crazy. Saint Macarius. He spent 6 months naked in the marshes, beset by vicious blood-sucking flies and mosquitoes, in the hopes of destroying his last bit of sexual desire. The terrible conditions and attacking insects left him so deformed that the only way that when he returned that the monks recognized him was from his voice. Saint Macarius, pray for us.